He tears tickets at the 7 p.m. show, cleans up spilled popcorn during intermission, and tells teenagers to put their phones away. Moviegoers see just another part-time usher trying to make rent young, forgettable, probably a college student working nights. They have no idea that behind his friendly smile and red vest is a man who spent 20 years decoding enemy communications in the world's most classified naval operations. But tonight, when foreign spies choose his theater for a clandestine meeting, they're about to discover why you should never underestimate the guy checking your ticket stub. Welcome to the Silent Legends. Before we begin today's story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from, and if you believe stories like this deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button to support us. The Regal Cineplex 16 in Arlington, Virginia was Danny Chen's perfect hiding place. To customers, he was just another usher, 28 years old, Asian American, polite smile, red vest. He tore tickets, cleaned spills, and directed people to theaters with practiced efficiency. What they didn't know was that Petty Officer First Class Daniel Chen had spent 2 decades in Naval Intelligence, specializing in cryptanalysis and counter-surveillance. He decoded enemy communications in submarine warfare, tracked international arms dealers, and dismantled spy networks across 3 continents. The movie theater job wasn't just employment, it was operational cover. Arlington was home to Pentagon personnel, defense contractors, and foreign embassy staff. The perfect place to disappear in plain sight while monitoring potential threats. Danny had chosen this specific location because it attracted exactly the clientele he needed to watch. Government workers seeking entertainment after classified briefings, foreign nationals maintaining their un-American personas, and the occasional individual whose movie preferences revealed more than intended. His manager, Kevin, thought Danny was overqualified but reliable. College graduate working part-time, Kevin had concluded during the interview, probably saving money for grad school. If only he knew that Danny's education included advanced degrees in linguistics, computer science, and international relations, all funded by Naval Intelligence. Regular customers had patterns. The Johnson family came every Friday for the 7:30 showing, always bought large popcorn. Kids preferred aisle seats. The teenage couple from the local high school attended romantic comedies, held hands, shared nachos. But Danny also noticed the irregulars. The man in the expensive suit who bought tickets to children's movies but never had kids with him. The woman who attended foreign films but left halfway through. The groups who arrived separately but sat together without prior coordination. Danny called his co-worker Sarah, "Can you help with the cleanup in Theater 12? "On my way," Danny replied, but his attention was focused on something else entirely. 3 individuals had entered within 5 minutes of each other. They'd purchased tickets to different movies, shown no recognition of each other, but Danny's trained instincts detected coordinated behavior. Similar communication devices, identical scanning patterns of the environment. Professional awareness that screamed intelligence operatives. The first was a middle-aged businessman, European accent, paid cash for a ticket to the action movie in Theater 8. The second was an attractive woman in her 30s, designer clothes, selected the romantic drama in Theater 6. The third was a younger man, athletic build, chose the thriller in Theater 4. But Danny noticed what civilians wouldn't. Their tickets were for consecutive showing times, staggered at 15-minute intervals. Classic intelligence meeting protocol. Danny's naval intelligence training kicked into full operational mode. He discreetly activated the small recording device hidden in his name tag technology far beyond what any movie theater usher should possess. Using his master keycard and legitimate duties as cover, Danny began systematic surveillance. First, he checked Theater 8 during the action movie's opening credits. The businessman sat alone in the back row, but his attention wasn't on the screen. He was monitoring his watch and the entrance. 15 minutes later, Danny entered Theater 6 during a romantic scene. The woman had moved from her ticketed seat to the back row, directly behind where the businessman would sit if he switched theaters. The pattern was clear, a rolling meeting system where operatives moved between theaters to avoid detection. Sophisticated, but not sophisticated enough to fool someone who'd spent 20 years tracking exactly this kind of activity. Danny positioned himself in the projection booth hallway, which provided sightlines to all 3 theaters through security monitors. His military-trained memory cataloged every detail: hand signals, document exchanges, communication patterns. At exactly 9:47 p.m., all three operatives were in Theater 4, sitting in formation that allowed 360-degree security coverage while maintaining plausible civilian appearance. Through his advanced listening equipment, Danny intercepted fragments of conversation in what he recognized as coded Russian. His linguistics training allowed him to identify key phrases: Pentagon delivery, submarine specifications, and Tuesday extraction. This wasn't just espionage. This was active intelligence gathering targeting U.S. naval operations. Danny had two choices: call his former naval intelligence contacts or handle the situation personally. Official channels would take hours, during which the spies could complete their mission and disappear. He chose option 3, counterintelligence operation using theater resources. First, Danny accessed the theater's sound system. Using his technical knowledge, he created audio interference in Theater 4's subtle static that would disrupt any recording equipment the spies might be using without seeming intentional. Second, he manipulated the theater's lighting system, creating brief power fluctuations that forced the operatives to repeatedly adjust their positions, disrupting their meeting rhythm and making them increasingly nervous about security. Third, Danny began psychological pressure. He appeared in Theater 4 multiple times with legitimate usher duties, cleaning spills, checking emergency exits, responding to customer complaints. Each appearance forced the spies to pause their conversation and maintain civilian cover. "Excuse me," Danny said to the businessman, speaking in perfect Russian. "Are you enjoying the film?" The man's eyes widened in shock. How did a movie theater usher speak fluent Russian with perfect Moscow accent? Yes, very much," the businessman replied in English, but his cover was blown and he knew it. Danny smiled politely and continued his routine duties, but the message was clear. Their meeting was compromised. The three operatives realized their security was breached, but they couldn't identify the source. Was it the unusually attentive usher? Theater security? Counterintelligence surveillance? They initiated emergency extraction procedures, leaving separately at 5-minute intervals. But Danny was tracking all three, simultaneously using the theater's security camera network access he'd quietly obtained through his technical skills. The businessman headed to the parking garage. The woman exited through the main entrance toward the shopping center. The younger man went toward the rear emergency exit. Danny had seconds to decide. Follow one operative and lose the others, or attempt something more ambitious. He chose ambitious. Using his manager's radio, Danny called in 3 separate security concerns to mall security, positioning guards to intercept each operative's exit route. Simultaneously, he triggered fire alarm protocols in sections of the parking garage, forcing the businessman to take a different route directly past Danny's position. As the businessman passed, Danny accidentally bumped into him, using the contact to plant a GPS tracking device, military-grade equipment he kept for exactly such emergencies. "Sorry about that," Danny said cheerfully. "Hope you enjoyed the movie." The businessman nodded nervously and hurried away, unaware he was now trackable. 24 hours later, Danny's GPS tracking and subsequent investigation revealed the full scope of the operation. The 3 operatives were part of a larger intelligence network stealing U.S. submarine technology specifications for foreign governments. His former naval intelligence contacts were amazed when Danny delivered a complete intelligence package. Photographs, audio recordings, tracking data, and analysis that would have taken their team weeks to compile. "Danny," said Commander Rodriguez during their secure video call, "this is exceptional work. We want you back." "Thanks, but I'm happy where I am," Danny replied from his apartment, still wearing his red usher vest. "You're happy working at a movie theater?" "I'm happy protecting people in whatever way works best. Sometimes that means submarine operations in the Pacific. Sometimes it means making sure foreign spies don't steal our secrets at the local cinema." The investigation Danny initiated led to the arrest of 12 foreign operatives and the dismantling of an international espionage network. None of the movie theater customers ever knew their evening entertainment had been protected by one of America's most skilled intelligence analysts. The next evening, Danny was back at his usual post, tearing tickets and greeting customers with his familiar smile. Welcome to Regal Cineplex. Enjoy your show. A family with young children headed to the animated movie. A teenage couple chose the romantic comedy. An elderly man selected the war documentary. All perfectly normal. All exactly what they appeared to be. But Danny remained vigilant because he knew that in a world where enemies hid in plain sight, heroes had to do the same. Danny, called his manager Kevin. Great job on that security report yesterday. Mall cops said you helped them identify some suspicious activity. Just doing my job, Danny replied, adjusting his red vest and scanning the evening crowd. Because sometimes the most important battles aren't fought on battleships or in foreign countries. Sometimes they're fought in suburban movie theaters by people no one notices, protecting freedoms that everyone takes for granted. Now I ask you, have you ever met someone like Danny? Someone whose ordinary job seemed too simple for their obvious intelligence? These people are everywhere. Your cashier, your security guard, your customer service representative. Living quiet lives, using extraordinary skills to keep us safe in ways we'll never know. Tell us in the comments, who in your life turned out to be more than they seemed? Have you ever suspected someone had a hidden background? If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe, because at the Silent Legends, we honor those who serve in silence, protect without recognition, and keep us safe while we're just trying to enjoy a movie. And remember, the next time someone tears your ticket at the theater, maybe thank them. You never know what they're protecting you from.